A busy trading week ahead across Asia. For a look at what's most important, let's get to Reuters Breaking View columnist Andy Mukherjee in Singapore. Andy, we're expecting our first real test results of how Abenomics is working out for Japan's exporters with trade data on Tuesday.
Yes, that trade data is going to be important for two reasons. First, it is going to tell us something about the health of the global economy going into 2013, because Chinese exports have been strong for January, and we need to see if the Japanese exports are also strong. Secondly, it's going to tell us something about the trade deficit for Japan going forward, because the trade deficit was as high as $78 billion last year, and built this entire case that the yen was overvalued on a trade basis. So we are going to see if that trade deficit now starts to close now that the yen has weakened significantly since September.
So potentially good news for many Japanese exporters there. I want to turn to a big Taiwanese exporter, though. HTC set to announce its next-gen flagship device next week. But, last year we saw with the HTC One X, investors and buyers not really caring, it seems.
Well, consumer satisfaction surveys showed that consumer response to One X was actually pretty strong. But the key challenge for HTC is, and that is going to be a key challenge for this new product as well, is whether they should market it aggressively. And if they do, then their marketing expenses are going to shoot up, which means that their margins are going to narrow. And if it does not, because HTC's sales and marketing efforts trail those of Apple and Samsung by a factor of 4 and 6. So if it does not spend on marketing, where are the sales going to come from?
Right. Now, and finally, let's just finish up on Southeast Asia here. Looking at the macro picture, we've got a health check with Thai and Malaysia GDP. What are we expecting for the region, Andy?
Well, Southeast Asia is in a Goldilocks kind of a situation, if you will, and don't be surprised if Malaysian GDP growth is actually in excess of 6% for the fourth quarter of 2012. And also, inflation is quite benign across the region, with the exception of Singapore, where inflation is pretty high. Overall, it's all good, but the region also has political risk, and we will see that in Malaysia. We might see that in Malaysia when the elections take place. Any surprise on the political front could actually mean quite a lot of turmoil for the markets and for investors going forward.
Definitely one to watch, sir. Andy, thanks so much. Andy Mukherjee of Reuters Breaking Views in Singapore. I'm John Gordon. You're watching Reuters.